My name is Todd and I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga. Welcome to Asana Spotlight. Hey, before we start, be sure to share this experience with your friends to spread the light, spread the love, and especially for people that need to open up their legs and their hips. This is a great posture, which I'll talk about in just a minute. So welcome. The pose we're going to focus on today is Parivrtta Trikonasana. I'm sure you've heard of Trikonasana before. Tri, means three. Kona means angle, so that's the triangle pose. And Parivrtta is a very interesting word. It means to twist, to revolve, to turn, and it even means to turn around or turn upside down. So this is the rotated or revolved or twisting triangle pose, which is actually a very challenging posture, but it's fabulous for opening up the hips and the legs. It's great for the spine too, because you get the twist. It works your lower body, but also the upper body, because I'm going to show you a way to do it at the wall where we get the shoulders to open up. So what I want to talk about today is just how important the path of the heart is, especially in today's world. It's so unpredictable. You know, the sense of like how to have a great life, living in peace where you can thrive and where you feel full of hope and dreams for a positive future is kind of dim. So to be on the path of the heart means that you're willing to stay the course. And what's needed to stay the course is perseverance, which is a heart virtue. Perseverance is the crucible that allows your heart to expand and grow and transform, even amidst the challenges. Right inside the word persevere is severe. And it's how to really stay calm in the chaos, stay centered in the storm. Because there's so many ways that we get pulled off the path, or somehow we lose interest, or we just give up. And when life gets really challenging, it's hard. And sometimes we want to just throw in the towel. But we know that that's an unskillful action. We can't really give up. We're here to grow ourselves. We're here to live. And we're here to bring the best part of ourselves forward in life. And when you're on the path of your heart, when you have a spiritual practice, then everything in life is for your awakening. You use every single thing to help uplift you. We are meaning-making machines, as I said many times before. And it's not so much what happens to us in life, but the meaning we assign to it. And to assign meaning that deepens our reflection and grows ourselves rather than shames ourselves or makes us feel like we have lack or that we're, bad people. We're here to learn. Everybody grows. We also make mistakes, so we need to learn how to persevere. As they say, learn to fail or fail to learn, which is this idea that there's really no failures at all. I subscribe to the no mistake theory of life. There's no mistakes, only learning. Growing up being a jazz musician, I also like that in jazz, because when you improvise, there's no mistakes, only solos. So enjoy doing your solo. All right, we're going to start with some warm-up. So meet me in a standing position at the top of your mat. Come stand with your feet hip distance apart and parallel, palms in front. Take a moment, lift your toes, open to the bigger energy, and then hug in with perseverance. Try to hug skin to muscle, muscle to bones, and imagine you had a beach ball between your thighs and you're going to squeeze the beach ball. So even though you're just standing normally, there's an isometric that starts to happen. You hug in, the muscles engage, you start to heat up the tissues in your body, and it supports the joint, stabilizes the joint. And like I said, perseverance is the crucible. It's like the cauldron that allows your heart to transform as you're on the path of the heart. Take your thighs back, tailbone in, and inhale. Sweep your arms out to the side, stretch it up, look up, and then exhale and fold forward. Enjoy the stretch in your legs. Inhale your heart halfway up, and with perseverance, bow. Isometrically pull your heels backwards. Got to get the hamstrings to start to open up a little bit more. Again, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, bow. And then inhale, take your left foot back into a lunge. Hold. Bring your left knee down. Right hand up onto the right leg and twist. Now, when you twist, get used to elongate your spine this way. So root your hips toward the floor, but elongate your spine. And then take your right shoulder back, lift your heart. The heart twists up toward the sky. But at the same time, can you turn your belly toward the earth? So the belly will turn this way, and the heart lifts up this way. So you have like this double twist. This will increase the value of the twist, increases the healing benefits, because it creates a kind of rinse and soaking action for the organs. Breathe. Exhale, come back to center. Lift your left knee off the floor, and then step your back foot in just a couple of inches and stretch your right leg straight. If you're not able to do this position, if you had something under your hands, like a couple of blocks or some books, that will really help. Otherwise, squeeze your legs toward the middle. Your back foot is turned in quite a bit, about 60 degrees. Bring your left hip more forward, right hip back, and then pull up from your feet all the way up into the pelvis. So engage. Rather than collapse down into the legs, I want you to pull up, get real strong. With perseverance, we can stay the course. Anyway, nothing of lasting value is created without the perseverance, the hard work, the effort that it takes. Same thing on the path of the heart, and of course, same thing with yoga, and especially Parivrtta Trikonasana. So we're on our way. Scissor your legs, and then pull your tailbone in, navel back, bow, forehead toward the shin. Then walk both hands to the outside of the right ankle. Okay, and just twist to the right. Take your left hip forward, draw the right hip back more. And then exhale, release. You'll step back into downward facing dog pose. Alternately press one heel down, and then the other, go back and forth. Then bend both knees a lot. Widen your knees way out to the side. Lift your sitting bones way up. This is called the frog dog. So knees are way out, but lift your sitting bones up. I want to see the low back get a curve. Lift your armpits, heart is soft. Good. Stretch your legs straight now. Exhale, left foot forward into lunge. Hold. Breathe. And then lower your right leg down. See if you can soften your skin. Don't try too hard. Then, with perseverance, hug in. Knowing the value of hard work, staying with something till completion. That's what perseverance is. We hug in. Then, left hand on the left leg and twist. Left shoulder back. Lift your heart way up to the sky. Take your belly toward the earth. Draw the outer left hip crease back. Take your head back a bit. And breathe. Exhale, come back to center. Lift the right knee. And then that little step forward with the right foot. Straighten the left leg. And then scissor your leg. Just pull back on the left foot. Pull forward on the right foot. Right foot is turned out about 60 degrees. And take your right hip more forward and left hip back. Then tailbone in and exhale. Bow. Breathe. Persevere. The stretch can be intense on the hamstrings, but hamstrings really do love to stretch. We don't like to stretch hamstrings because it's usually painful. But when you get the stretch just right, the hamstrings just, they feel relieved, like, oh, finally. And as you stretch, remember the unnecessary tension in the muscles get released. Stagnant energy, stuck energy gets released. That's often what builds up on our hamstrings. It's not that they're tight, it's just they have a lot of stuck energy. So this helps to create a flow. Walk your hands over to the left, twist, turn towards your left, and breathe. Scissor your legs more. Take your right hip forward more, outer left hip crease back. And breathe. I always like to say, enjoy your suffering. You have to work a little bit for this, but it'll pay off. Inhale, come back to center, step back, plank. Come down to Chaturanga Dandasana, knees on the floor if you need to, head the arm bones back. Exhale all the way down, point your toes, hug your legs. Inhale, come up, claw pads and roots of the hands, pull isometrically backward, shoulder blades hug with perseverance. Melt the heart forward. Tune into your heart's vision. What does your heart most deeply desire? And just melt into that. At the same time, with perseverance, take your shoulders back. Hug your shoulder blades stronger. We need to understand, we can't give up. Believe in yourself, believe in life, believe that life has your back, and persevere. Exhale, lead with your heart, come down. And push all the way up into downward dog pose. And then step by step walk in. Uttanasana, root your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side. Come all the way up, reach up. And then exhale, release. Palms in front. Okay, we're going to learn this pose at the wall. It's a little bit of a modification, but it's a lot easier to get good alignment. You're going to need 2 blocks and a wall. And I'm just going to move us over to the wall this way. Bring your left hip close to the wall. Your right leg comes forward, but your left hip is against the wall. And bring the blocks on either side of the foot or the ankle. And set the left foot back so it's got an angle of about 60 degrees, so left foot is turned in. And you can bring your left toes a little closer to the wall, maybe an inch or 2 from the wall. It gets kind of snug. But what I'd like you to try here now is scissor your legs and then bring your left shoulder through. Left shoulder is right at the wall, even touching the wall here. And the left hip is just glancing the wall here. Draw the left hip forward. And then we'll come into Parivrtta Trikonasana, which is sort of on the way to Parivrtta Trikonasana. So scissor your legs. Hinge from your hip, right from this area. Keep your spine long. And then you've got the blocks here turned all the way up on their highest edge so that you can bring your hands down. Okay, so hold the blocks. Now, squeeze your legs toward the middle. Get a little closer to the wall until your left hip actually touches the wall. And that's going to give you a little more support in terms of balance. Scissor the legs, left hip forward, right hip goes back more, tailbone in. Now elongate the spine. Just from your pelvis, root your legs, and from your pelvis, lengthen your spine. Here's where we go to the rotation, or to revolve the pose. Bring your left hand over to the right block. Now, I don't need all this support, so I'm going to just flatten the block here to give myself a little more stretch, but feel free to keep the height of the block as needed. So your left hand is on the block or on ego talons. Then take your right hand to your right hip and assist your right hip back. Lengthen your spine. Imagine you could press your head against a soft pad in front. So you push the crown of your head forward. Now begin to rotate your heart up toward the sky, right shoulder back. Turn the lower belly toward the earth. And then see if you can stretch your right arm up. Bring your right arm straight out to the side, parallel to the floor, and then pull the head of your arm bone back until you can get more of a rotation. More of a rotation this way. And then stretch your right arm up and try to squeeze the right shoulder blade against the wall. Hold. As soon as the right shoulder blade goes back, you'll start to feel it in your hip more. Nice, full, deep breaths. I move my hand onto my ankle. You can also just put it on the floor if you don't need the block. Lean your left hip into the wall for support. How about both shoulder blades on the wall? How about back of the head to the wall? Back of the right arm to the wall? Back of the right hand? And breathe. One last time from the pelvic center. Push down through your feet and lengthen through your spine. Try to grow your spine, grow your ribs. Turn your heart to the sky, belly toward the floor. And there it is, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Exhale. Release slowly. You can come back to your blocks. And maybe move away from the wall just a bit. And inhale, come up. Step your feet together. Rest for a moment. That's an intense stretch, but a very good one. Okay, so I'm going to turn my back to you so I get the stretch on the other side. The instructions are the same. I'll keep talking. So, step your left foot forward, right foot back, right hip at the wall. Bring the blocks down on either side of the left foot, and then just fold forward and hold the blocks. Once you're forward, go a little closer to the wall. Bring your right foot closer to the wall. Ideally, we want the feet to be about hip distance apart. A little wider than front heel bisects the back heel. Now, breathe, open to the bigger energy. With perseverance, squeeze your legs toward the middle, hug muscles to bones. That will secure the joints. Then take your right hip forward more, left hip back, draw your tailbone in. And from your pelvis, root your feet, and then from your pelvis, stretch your spine. Here's where we're going to start the twist. You bring your right hand over to the block under the left hand. Adjust the block as needed. I'm just going to let go of that block for now. You can also put your right hand on your ankle. I'm going to keep it here. So right hip is at the wall. If it's not at the wall, move a little closer. Move to your right a little bit. Scissor your legs. And here we go. Left hand to the hip. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. And then start to lift your heart toward the wall. Turn your heart up. Very good. And then stretch your left arm, bring the left shoulder back toward the wall. Stretch your left arm straight out to the side. Pull your armpit back so the head of the arm bone goes deeper into the socket. And then stretch it up. And try to bring the back of the left shoulder to the wall. Yep, right shoulder can be at the wall, back of the head to the wall. You can turn your head and look up past your thumb, or just look straight out to the side, or you may look down, which is the easiest. Very good. Turn your heart up to the left, but the belly turns toward the right. Good. Persevere. Perseverance is needed to walk the path of the heart, because so many obstacles come. You persevere. Even if you get knocked off the path, you get back on. Then from your pelvis, grow your legs long, grow your spine long. Twist even more. Try to get the back of the left hand at the wall, back of the left shoulder. Externally rotate the left arm more. Good. And exhale. Release, unwind. You can come back to the blocks. Step away from the wall a tiny bit. And then inhale, come up, step your feet back together. Oh. Good, come back to the center of your mat. Feel your legs, you should feel it in your hips. Then, feet parallel, stretch your arms up. Utkatasana, this is our cool down. But what happens is when you bend your knees like this and squat, hug your legs with perseverance, squeeze in. Take your thighs back, tailbone in. This will reset the hips and also reset the spine. Because we were twisting and now we do this stretch, pull your ribs in. And then push down into your feet. Inhale, come up, legs straight. Exhale, now fold forward, Uttanasana. Here you can release your head, your neck. Lift your armpits, but release the neck. Release your heart. Lift your toes and just lightly, with perseverance, hug in. And bend your knees, squat, come down. Awesome. And then you can take a seat, sit on your heels, or come into a cross-legged seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Join your index fingers and thumbs, palms down. Lift your shoulders, head of the arm bones back. Take a moment just to breathe. With each exhalation, let your hips go. So the weight of the hips descend into gravity. At the same time, lift your heart. Be triumphant. Take your palate back, back of the skull up. And line up your head over your heart, over your pelvis. We take a moment to be grateful for the practice. Draw into your heart and make a commitment to your own heart to persevere, to stay the course, to follow through, to live your dream and not merely survive, but to thrive in life, to bring your best self forward, to serve the light of consciousness in everyone, to serve life, to make the world a better place. Holding this vision now, bring your palms together in front of your heart. And let's chant the unifying sound of Om. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Okay, peace.